bizarre, wild, and absolutely insane. If I had to sum up, you guys, my experience with doing ayahuasca, those would be the 3 words. Bizarre, wild, and insane. Yeah. So what do those words conjure up for you? And you can pretty much know what I experienced because, man, there's toxic money beliefs running through the whole system. My name's Amity Rose from amityrose.co. I am a women's empowerment coach and certified hypnotherapist. The whole channel is devoted to empowering women to remember their worth, their value, and their power. Welcome. This video, I'm gonna touch on my personal experience. I had been wanting to do ayahuasca for a couple of years, and I had really felt the readiness to do it now. And I actually put out the call to the universe and I said, I'm ready. If you bring me, situation, place, things, like everything can line up. So it's like divinely, I put my order in per se, like, let's go. I was able to have that experience and I'm so glad I did. Let me just first off start, I'm glad I did it. If you guys know anything about me, I am a self-help lover of spiritual development. Personal development is just what lights me up. I just love, my life is devoted to this kind of work. So if I hear of something that can accelerate and potentially open up dimensions and portals and just a whole different level of consciousness and being, sign me up. Especially when it's from Mother Earth, because that's mama. And yes, please. So I'm so glad I did it. I don't think I'll be doing it again anytime soon. I feel very complete in my experience. I got what I came to get. So if you're wanting to know more about what an ayahuasca experience is like, and specifically this is my personal experience, everyone experiences it, differently. So this is just my experience and I'm happy to share with you guys. So remember, bizarre, wild, and insane, absolutely fucking insane, you guys. First, let's start with the people. The people that sign up for this experience are very much my people. And what was really interesting is these are just regular people. You've got nurses and therapists and doctors and construction workers and writers and authors. And just people from every different kind of facet of society, which was so cool to think. Like, they're not just all these hippies living in the hills. Like, we're regular people that live within our community and society, but we've chosen to do this wildly accelerated inner work. And that was really cool to be around people that, first off, I have to tell you, which is my favorite trait in anybody, took personal responsibility for their experience. Not one person did I hear utter a word of blame on somebody else about their life. Everybody there was there and took wholehearted responsibility for their personal choices in life and where they are in life, and responsibility for their own healing. And above all, that's like the highest value that I have, are people that do that. So just to be among a group of people that live that way, that think that way, was really an absolute treat. To really just be in a space of these people that owned themselves and their experience. It was really a treasure, and for that I am so grateful. Some of these people have been doing this work for many, many years. It's actually a part of their integrative healing. It's medicinal, and it is a medicine. It absolutely is a medicine. It's a medicine that Mother Earth offers us for expansion, and it's not for everybody. It's a very personal choice if you decide to go down this road. But I did want to mention that I saw plenty of videos that talked about like, life-changing, life transformation, I died, came back to life, ego death, that was a big one. It's wildly different than anything you're gonna see in a YouTube video, including my own. I will always give you the honest, authentic experience that I have. I will always share that. But ultimately, if you choose to do this or have done this, your personal experience is gonna be radically different than my personal experience. Because remember, if you watch any of my videos, you're viewing your life out of your lenses. So depending on the lens that you put on is how you're going to interpret your life experience. So we all have chosen to wear different glasses, per se. So anywho, back to my story. The people. These people have zero blame, take full responsibility for themselves and their healing, and I'm all about it. I'm all about it. It was really nice to be among these people. Now, the space. This is a ceremony. It's a very holy, sacred ceremony. This is not just some like whimsical thing we do. It is a sacred space that's created, and you come in with that intention, you know that. And there's actually like orchestrated, planned, that goes into having everything that you need, having the space, clearing the energy, all of that. So it's a planned event, and it's a ceremony where medicine is administered, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So it's a holy space that you enter to do this work, and you can feel that. That being said, if we want to move into the experience portion, I was lying on a yoga mat. I was supported. I had some support and a pillow and a blanket, and you get as comfortable as you are, but essentially I was lying on the floor, surrounded by comfort, but we're all in a circle, lying on the ground with our various comforts. You can have rocks and gems and pictures. I took a picture of my mentor and teacher, Guru Jagat, who left her body this year. I took a picture of her and I actually put it under my mat. And that was one of the intentions that I set for this experience, was to have an experience with her. So you can bring whatever items you want for the ceremony, and that was one that I had, in addition to a couple of gems that I wanted to bring. So I had that, and then also it's very important to have an intention. Scratch that. It's not, and let me tell you why as we get into the experience portion. I did start communicating with Mama Ayahuasca before, just in a beautiful dialogue as the days were leading up to the experience, and which is just kind of tuning into consciousness and my heart and love, and because it's all the same. So I was doing that, and I had this very clear intention. I'm a driven woman. I know what I want, and I will go get it, right? So I had a couple of things that I wanted to come out of this experience, and I think that, I could have come more with an empty cup. So the intention thing is questionable. If you want to have an intention or set an intention for your experience, go ahead. But do not be surprised if in any way your intention is completely set aside from your experience and you have something radically different happen, because essentially that is what happened on day one. I had a two ceremonial experience, and let's get to day one. Now, I had this beautiful intention. I had Guru Jagat there. I wanted some information regarding my body and healing it, and what certain things mean, and that was kind of about it. And the first night, none of that happened. None of that happened. So let me give you a little backdrop. So we're in a ceremonial circle, laying down, or sitting up actually. I'm sorry, not laying down, sitting up. And you're served the medicine. You go up and you get your medicine and you come back. And then after everybody has been served, this is after the opening of the ceremony. After everyone's been served, you lie quietly and in the dark. And for most people, this can be really uncomfortable because they spend zero time with themselves. And anytime there is a silent moment or any kind of free time, they fill it, right? Music, Netflix, conversation, sex, whatever. So just that alone is very centering. But this is when I started to question my reality and my sanity. I mean, like, what am I doing in the dark, lying here, sitting here in the dark, like having just drank Mama Earth? What am I doing here? Have I fucking lost it? And I go up for a second cup because I wasn't really feeling anything. And this is where it starts to get interesting, you guys. I don't know what kind of stomach you have for hearing other people vomit constantly. but I didn't really appreciate it. And I understand that as part of the medicine, it's called the purge, and the purge can happen like lots of different ways. One of the ways is vomiting. Think of any kind of release. You've got diarrhea, you've got tears, tremors, shaking. I yawned a lot the second night. So purging is just purging. It doesn't necessarily mean to vomit, but people do vomit. And I'm lying here in the dark, having just drank Mama Earth and gone for my second cup, hearing people hurl into a bucket. Like from like different spaces of the room. And that's when I really was questioning my sanity. Like, have I fucking lost my marbles? Like, what am I doing? I know I'm an extremist. You know, I'm a 0 to 150 type of gal. And I really was questioning my journey and my choices. And I didn't particularly like that sound at all. And after the second cup, it started to kick in, and they play music the whole time, and it's very sacred ceremonial music, and it's therapeutic. It actually helps you through the experience. So I remember there was a beautiful song about ancestors always being with us, and shedding a skin, you know, when you're becoming a new person. And so these songs, a lot of them were in Spanish. You know, I didn't know the word, but I can tell a lot of songs about Mama Ayahuasca and being medicine. And so the whole time, which is multiple hours, songs, guitar, different people singing. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it was like a dance party over here in my little corner. Like, I was one with these songs, and it was incredible. And then it wasn't. And let me tell you, I have a background as a previous recreational drug user. So I started to feel that. I started to feel that kind of like coming down that you get when you use kind of a stimulant and stuff. And I was not liking it. So it got really intense. I should add that word to the beginning. So we've got bizarre, wild, insane, and intense. Intensity has to be there, because let me tell you guys, this experience is not for the weak-hearted. Not 1 second of it. This is like, buckle your fucking seatbelt and get ready for the ride of your life. I'm not even kidding or like playing it down, and I lived it. I do this kind of work. I mean, shadow, all that stuff for fun. This is a fucking buckle up, because you're going places that you've never been. Intense. So I went from like dance party in my seat, right? On my back, not moving, frozen, because all the visuals came. I mean, I was seeing like, I don't even know, but it like threw me back. I couldn't even sit up. I couldn't even like function myself sitting up. I had to lay down because it hit me like a damn train. And I'm not even sure what happened, but I remember everything I set an intention for didn't happen. I remember that. And I remember being pissed off and disappointed, like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I had. I wanted some beautiful interaction with Guru Jagat and these answers to my body, and no. So I have this intense visual session, and I'm out while I'm listening to people vomit. And then about just a couple hours in, and I was done. I was ready. I was like, this fucking shit is over. And everybody's still having an experience, because this goes on for anywhere from like 5 to 7, 8 hours. Like, this is an experience. You're in this sacred container. I get up and I'm still a little like something. And I go brush my teeth, and I get myself ready for bed, and I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted. My body is tired. So I lay down in the circle while people are singing and laughing and barfing, and I'm miserable, absolutely miserable. I didn't sleep well because I slept in that spot. The ground was tired, like it sucked. It absolutely sucked hard. And that next morning, I was so ready to go home. I tried a night, I got to experience it, because I'm all about the experience. I'm all about having experiences, especially like trying new things, right? You're in a body, this go around, let's have some fucking fun. And I was like, no, I'm going home. But the next part of the medicine. And it is part of it. You can't just take the medicine and not have what happens the next day, which is sharing circle. So there's this beautiful things that happen. We come together the next morning, we make this big, beautiful breakfast that we all share, and we have it's like a commune type. We all eat together. Most of us, we do the cooking and the cleaning, all that together. So it's very familial. But I didn't feel well. I was very uncomfortable, so I didn't participate in any of that. But I did eat breakfast, and I decided to stay for the share circle because it is part of what I signed up for. It is part, at least if I had the night experience, you have to have the morning. And the share circle is just coming back in together, opening a sacred container, and then sharing your experience about what you experienced the night before. So I decided I was staying for that. I committed. And that's just as valid and just as important as the actual ceremony itself. Hearing what people, they use the word profound a lot. If you talk to anyone that has taken one or multiple ayahuasca journeys, they'll tell you it's profound. My experience was profound, or my learnings were profound. And that word came up a lot, and it was genuine. These people were talking about healing and revelations and just these realizations that, your inner knowing knows, but you maybe have to go to a ceremony to find out. So that was really helpful to hear these people's experiences that were far different than mine, and then also to be honest and share my experience of dance party to miserable and to be witnessed in that. I think that's really important, to be witnessed. It's not all fucking sunshine and rainbows. Let's witness each other in our pain and our misery. Don't get stuck there. No victim or pity party, but let's witness it and then, move through it or elevate. But the witnessing is important, and that's what happened in the circle. And I think it was in the circle actually, I decided to stay. Hearing what people were saying, I decided to give it another night. And I also realized I had committed to 2 nights. So maybe this first night was a preparation of sorts, and that the second night was going to be wildly different. Because if you do talk to people that do ayahuasca, they will tell you every single ceremony is wildly different. It doesn't matter what happened the night before. It is always 100% of the time different than what they experienced before. So every single one is different. So knowing that, having the sharing circle, I committed to staying, and I felt better. And we had some hours to reflect, and I was doing some walking, and it was lovely. It was really lovely. And we had lunch together, and then here comes night number 2. Now, same situation, same circle, same, positioning on the ground in ceremony. This time, I got myself some support. Remember, I was really miserable on the ground? Turns out there's a whole bunch of extra support as far as to lay on and the back and the pillows and all that. I didn't know that. So I found myself some support, and that alone made my experience so much better. With your body just on the hard ground, some people like that, but no. So I'm set up, I'm supported, it's great. I kind of know what to expect right from the night before, so I know about it. And I remember, again, I had to take 2 cups both nights before I actually felt something. So just something to note, right? I did not vomit either night. I was ready though, because there was moments I was like, okay, I'm ready. I felt it, but it just didn't come through. And you hold your puke bucket tight. You have it close by just in case. And so the second night, 2 cups in, which they're spaced out a bit, at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's not close together. But I remember sitting there before I got the second cup, and people are barfing, someone's laughing over here, there's a gentleman over here weeping. I'm not even talking about weeping. He was healing some stuff, and I'm just lying there in the dark, again, questioning my own sanity, because
what the fuck am I doing here?
Cup number 2, it starts to kick in, and some people can stay upright the whole time. Not your girl. I mean, the visuals just come, hit me like a truck, and I have to lay back, and it is just like a show, a total visual fireworks show. This time was wildly different, like they say, much much more enjoyable. And the irony is, I came with no expectations. I released everything that I wanted from the first night because it didn't really serve me. And when I went to the medicine cup, I said, I'm here and you have my attention. That was it. That was it. I had zero expectation because she kicked me on my ass the first night. Zero expectation. So this experience was much better, much more pleasant. I actually got to experience a lot of what I wanted. There was a moment I was in, God, I'm not even sure which dimension I was in. But they start singing this mantra song that I learned from Guru Jagat in Kundalini class. And I was like, she's here! She's here! And I'm like screaming probably at the top of my lungs along to the song. And I was like, you're here. And it wasn't in the form of like what I thought, right? I was gonna see her and we were gonna hug and talk, and no, it was through music and it was through the mantra that I got to experience her, and it was just lovely. So what I learned was I got what I came for, but it didn't look like what I had thought it would look like. But I got the answers that I was seeking and so much more, because let me tell you, night 2, we went, I don't even know if it's up, but we went out of the dimensions. It pulled me away from my identity as Amity, as a woman, as a mother, as my beliefs, right? Because who are you? If I asked who you are, what are you? You're a collection of your identity, which is tied to what you believe about yourself. So my beliefs started to be like untangled. And I remember grasping for like, whoa, I don't know who I am. If you take away like my belief system, I don't have an identity. And we just kept going. And I got to see parallel realities and this reality over here and this reality, and I got to know that I got to choose which one I played in. And I know that I made a choice by what I focused on and what I put my attention on. That's what hooked me into the reality. The beautiful part is like, I teach this and I know this, like conceptually, idea-wise, right? This experience rooted it like in my body. So it took something that was an idea and I got to actually experience different realities and different dimensions. Like I'll be integrating this for the rest of my life because it's bonkers. It's totally above my pay grade as a human being. Totally. But it was lovely. It was really lovely. And even after like 7 hours in, right, I was still feeling it a little bit, and we closed circle and it was great. It was great. So in conclusion, I'm not rushing out to do this anytime soon. Like I said, I really feel complete. I would be open to it. I'm not closed to it. But as far as like right now, I feel really complete in my curiosity regarding ayahuasca, what that experience is like for me. I met some really cool people that are interested in doing their own personal and healing work. And it was great. It was the most intense experience, one of the most intense experience. And that's my warning, guys. If you're not up for intensity, if that doesn't excite you, then this is not for you. It's a very, very intense experience. So that is my honest experience on my ayahuasca journey. I do hope it serves you. I hope it gives you some information to make an informed decision. Ultimately, you want to listen to your intuition. That's how you will know if it's right for you. The podcast is live, you guys. I'm on like episode 12, I think now. So go check it out if you haven't already. If you're interested in becoming a client, you can get the info on the website. I would be honored to work with you. I love you, and I will see you next week.